Hey guys, welcome back to some more astrology. Today we're going to do Taurus, and this is the last sign. We've gone through all the signs. So we're going to read the general description of the sign Taurus. Then we will get into the decans. So Taurus is from April 21st to May 21st. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, representing growth and development. It is the first earth sign, and as such, shows the fully incarnated spirit putting down roots. Taurus represents the nurturing aspects of the ego. So, the second house themes is what Taurus rules, and it's about foundations, financial security. It's the other side of the Venusian love, which is stability and self-worth. Concerned with making its surroundings beautiful, Taurus is deeply involved with the material world. Therefore, having possessions and establishing security are vital to its existence. Because Taurus is both fixed and an earth sign, it is usually pictured as stubborn and confrontative, like its symbol, the bull. Very confrontative. But in the interest of harmony, can be surprisingly flexible. So they are not afraid to confront what they need, but they don't do it out of malice, if that makes sense. Like they stand up for what they want and what they desire, but out of the goal is to create harmony and stability. Taurus can be seen as an evolutionary stage between Aries and Gemini that transmutes fiery, direct, and uncomplicated energies into more airy, expansive, and changeable ones, or in other words, more complicated energies. The Taurus personality. If Taurus signifies the second period of life, then that would represent from ages 7 to 14. The Taurian can be likened to the child controlling more of its immediate environment, learning what belongs to it and what does not. With possessions comes a dual responsibility, learning to put them to use and care for them. Maintenance surfaces as an important theme here, as the child learns that things last longer and work better if they are treated with care. Also, the capacity to share and to trade is developed, whereas the parents were the main source of support in the first 7 years. The second stage of childhood stresses learning to do things for oneself and moving toward autonomy. With this comes the sometimes painful realization that one is not always the center of attention. Meaningful roles must be established in relation to one's siblings and school friends. Cooperation emerges as an important skill which must be developed. Taurians show a great interest in all physical matters, for sex to food to sports, much as the developing child does. And that is the bell. So hold on one second. All right, I'm back. So where did I leave off? Okay, although setting up and giving shape to projects is one of their strengths, Taurians do not crave constant activity. So they are chill with just vegging out. They don't need to constantly be doing things. So, but Aries, on the other hand, they do, right? They do enjoy the more comforting vibes, I guess. They can also function as acute observers, valuable advisors who are insightful where the activities of others are concerned. Taurians generally develop the capacity to contemplate, carefully map out a strategy, and wait for the right moment to implement their plans. They do run the danger of procrastinating, though, and losing the impulse for action. Taurians like being part of a team, but must retain a large measure of autonomy. Their dominant urges and individuality usually make it difficult for them to stay long in the role of follower. In keeping with their reputation for stubbornness, those who work with them may periodically encounter the Taurus bottom line: my way or no way. Taurians may be accused of selfishness. Fair enough, they will protect their own interests first, but ultimately they have the best interests of those around them at heart as well. They live for the people that they love. So, of course, Taurus is an earth sign. Quality is fixed. Ruler is Venus. And the symbol is the bull. Mode sensation. And the motto is I have, which is also representative of the second house. The periods within Taurus, we have the Aries Taurus Cusp, which is from April 21st to the 24th. And that is in the power or image of power. I said that backwards. Then the first decan of Taurus, which is from April 25th to May 2nd, that is in the image of manifestation. The second decan of Taurus is from May 3rd to the 10th, and that is in the image of the teacher. And the third decan of Taurus is from May 11th to the 18th, and that is in the image of natural. And then we have the Taurus Gemini cusp, which is where my moon sign is. And that is from May 19th to the 21st, and that's in the image of energy. Some Taurus stones and uses. So the rose quartz, which soothes and inspires imagination. The emerald, which promotes learning, enhances self-confidence. And lapis lazuli, which deepens activities on the material plane. Some Taurus colors, all shades of blue and deep green. Oh, I like those colors. That's nice. Taurus body areas, ears, vocal cords, neck and throat, salivary glands, and the cerebellum. Some Taurus keys, F major and E major. So a more positive sounding note. Taurus plants, daisy, dandelion, and lily. Taurus trees and shrubs, we have from April 21st to May 12th, the blackthorn willow, or the blackthorn and willow. And then from May 13th to the 21st, we have the hawthorn. Some Taurus attractions to Libra, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Some Taurus notables: William Shakespeare, Martha Graham, Immanuel Kant, Shirley MacLaine, Fred Astaire, Margot Fontaine, Duke Ellington, Karl Marx, Ella Fitzgerald. Ooh, I love Ella Fitzgerald. I love her. Actually, back in the day, when I was a wedding singer, I sung quite a few of her songs, but my favorite one that I loved to sing at weddings was the song At Last. That was like, it's such a beautiful song, you know? It's like, I would sing it for you right now, but I'm too darn shy to do that, so I'm not going to. Plus, I'd feel awkward. But I love that song. And then, oh, Stormy Weather. Love that one too. Okay. Jack Nicholson. Oh, I didn't know that he was a Taurus. Coretta Scott King and John Brown. Okay, so I have to go to check the time because I need to pick up my kids from school. So I'll have to record the rest of the portion in a little bit here. So I'll be back. And we are back. I just got the kids, got them settled, figured out. Ranger is playing with his friend, Ethan. and Alan is doing his chores. Not that you guys care, but I'm announcing it anyway. All right, so we're going to start with the Aries and Taurus cusp, and that is from April 19th to the 24th, approximately from 27 degrees of Aries to 4 degrees of Taurus. The central concept here is power. Season is mid-spring, elements, fire and earth, qualities cardinal and fixed, rulers, Mars and Venus. Symbols, the ram and the bull. Modes, intuition and sensation. The Aries-Taurus cusp is an overlapping and admixture of the first sign of the zodiac Aries and the second sign of the zodiac Taurus. The AT cusp can be symbolically likened to the period around 7 years of age in the human life, and literally falls at the beginning of mid-spring in the northern hemisphere. The AT cusp may be said to represent power. During this period of the year, the forces of nature are fully released with beautiful, sometimes terrifying intensity. Makes sense if you've got a combo of Mars and Venus. The onset of spring may be seen as heralding an idyllic pastoral season, but has also been the time of violent blood rituals, both in primitive cultures and in the Christian Easter or Jewish Passover celebrations. In spring, the melting snow of the mountains discharges torrents of water, rains come, and colorful new life thrusts up through the earth seeking light and air. In humans, the age of 7 usually marks the arrival of many of the second teeth, and the child passes over into a stage in which he or she begins to feel and express newfound powers. Yes, I would have to, agree that that's a very true statement, because Ranger is 7. He turned 7 on February 28th, and he has absolutely found his powers. Ideally, identification with the parent of the same sex has occurred by now, and the child seeks to assert his or her growing independence and autonomy. Moreover, the child can act as protector or even surrogate parent to younger siblings or other infants and toddlers. Well, since he's the youngest, he can't do that. Ranger, that is. The days which comprise the AT cusp reveal some of this manifestation of power, not only in the fiery forwardness and willfulness expected of Aries, but also in earthy Taurus traits of practicality, endurance, and nurturing. The Aries-Taurus personality. Those born on the Aries-Taurus cusp are markedly dominant personalities, capable of impacting on their environment with great force and exerting control over those around them. Whether they choose to be leaders or not, they can achieve solid career results in a variety of ways. Climbing the corporate ladder, establishing themselves as influential freelancers, setting up and running a family or home situation, or building a secure financial base. Aries-Taurus people become very comfortable if they are forced to give up their autonomy or are compelled to submit to another's authority. On the other hand, they must avoid being victimized or overwhelmed by their own drive and ambition. Every cusp personality comprises conflicting elements, being influenced by two very different adjacent signs. Because the Aries-Taurus personality combines fiery, impulsive, and intuitive Aries traits with earthy, sensuous, and practical Taurus ones, frustrating conflicts between imaginative and realistic considerations may surface. On the other hand, earthy qualities may also serve to balance, calm, and ground fiery energies. Intuitive sensation types, those born on this cusp, may at times show a disturbing lack of emotional sensitivity. Taurarians are highly strategic in thought and action. This is demonstrated in their ability to overcome seemingly overwhelming odds, guided by an unerring instinct which tells them when to wait and when to act. Masters of thorough and painstaking preparation, they are not in any hurry to achieve immediate results. Some advice for Aries Taurus: try not to overpower others. Learn to back off and allow things to happen as they will. Although your hands may itch to do the job, give others a chance to do it their way, even if they make mistakes. Try to remain sensitive to the feelings of those around you. Some Aries Taurus attractions, of course, Cusp people tend to be attracted to other Cusp people, right? So, particularly those born in the Taurus Gemini cusp, which is from May 19th to the 24th. And then the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, which is from November 19th to the 24th. Some Aries Taurus notables: we have Glenn Seaborg, Adolf Hitler, did not know that, John Muir, Catherine the Great, Vladimir Lenin, Bai Yang, William Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare and Adolf Hitler both had a son in the Aries Taurus cusp. That's super fascinating. Catherine de Medici, Barbara Streisand. That's why it's very important to consider the entirety of the chart, because they were both very different, but I guess that similarity there, right? And also choices and experiences from childhood and traumatic events that influence the growing individual. But now we are on to the first decan of Taurus, and that is from April 25th to May 2nd. And the zodiac position is from approximately 4 to 13 degrees of Taurus. The central image is manifestation. The season is mid-spring. Element is earth. Quality is fixed. Ruler Venus. Symbol the bull. And the mode is sensation. The first decan of Taurus takes manifestation as its central image. This period can be likened to the time in a child's life when real power can be exercised, often by giving concrete form to ideas and implementing them effectively. Learning to build physical structures and to set up workable systems is part of this manifestative process. The days which comprise Taurus I symbolically reveal the elementary school-age child developing an ever-evolving individual personality of its own within the larger structures of established institutions and society. Problems involving power struggles, diplomacy, autonomy, compromise, survival, and defense arise on a daily basis and must be met. Out of this crucible, character is formed. The Taurus I personality. Taurus I people are hard-headed pragmatists. They most closely resemble the commonly held image of Taurus stubbornness. When presented with a request or proposal which, as they see it, will only cause unnecessary complication or is a waste of energy, they will invariably say no without regrets. And this is not to indicate, however, that Taurus I's are inhumanly inflexible, for they can be open to suggestions and innovation under the right circumstances. Also, Taurus I's are susceptible to charm, particularly when it originates with an object of their passionate love or a favorite child, for example. The physical aspects of life are what concern Taurus I's the most. Building a comfortable and beautiful home, enjoying the pleasures of the table and bed, engaging in sports and recreation, and in general running domestic and business affairs are their forte. Indeed, the maintenance aspects of any given endeavor may involve Taurus ones more than the exciting initiatory phase. Abstract ideas may be a source of fascination or inspiration for a time, but usually it is those of a practical nature that can be worked out in the real world which will continue to hold their attention. Taurus ones can be extremely agreeable and easygoing people, as long as things are running smoothly. However, they will show a less pleasant side of their nature to anyone they consider a troublemaker. When things are not going well, they may sink into an emotional slump for long periods of time. Rather than take action in a serious policy matter, a Taurus 1 may very well choose to wait. The upside of this trait is that by resisting hasty action, they often maximize their chances for success. The downside is that they may wait too long. Taurus 1s often miss opportunities in life through excessive caution. Taurus 1s enjoy the role of boss or parent very much, even though strong leadership qualities and ambition are not necessarily characteristic of those born in this period. Their image as protector, helper, or nurturer is vitally important to them. One of the strongest Taurus 1 talents is the ability to build a cohesive team on the bedrock of harmony and cooperation. Taurus 1s realize that the ability to get along with others may be just as important as talent or intelligence on the job. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I have Taurus in my 10th house, so that's how I usually handle my work environment too. I just feel it's very important to create the harmony and stability, and people are all getting along, and atmosphere, all that stuff. Some advice for Taurus 1s. Beware of taking on too much responsibility. Consciously work on changing yourself periodically. Beware of procrastinating in the name of prudence or good sense. Open up your horizons by exposing yourself to different disciplines and points of view. Some Taurus 1 notables: Ella Fitzgerald, Al Pacino, Donna de Verona, Marcus Aurelius. Oh, wow. Marcus Aurelius. Coretta Scott King, Samuel Morse, Anne Margaret, Saddam Hussein, Michelle Pfeiffer, Duke Ellington, Queen Mary II of England, Willie Nelson, Judy Collins, Joseph Heller, Hedda Hopper, Benjamin Spock. A lot of well-knowns in that one. All right, so now we're on to the second decan of Taurus. Oh, I need to replace my candle though. Probably do that first. I like having the candle on because it sets the vibe. I like to set the vibe. All right. Refreshed and ready to go once again. So we are on the second decan of Taurus, which is from May 3rd to the 10th, approximately from 12 to 21 degrees of Taurus. And the central image here is the teacher. Mid-season, or season is mid-spring, and element is earth, quality is fixed, ruler Venus, symbol the bull, and mode is sensation. The second decan of Taurus takes the teacher as its central image. This period can be likened to the time in a child's life when formal learning and education have taken a central role. Study becomes the basis for a future time in which the young adult will take his or her place in adult society. The days which comprise Taurus II reveal the development of this formal learning process and stress the importance of the teacher as a role model. Devotion, awakening, moral development, and independent action are all important elements here. Not only does a person at this time absorb factual information and learn how to solve abstract problems, but also develops the confidence to innovate methods and projects which have meaning according to his or her own worldview. Also, the child at this stage of life discovers how this personal orientation fits in with the larger scheme of things, particularly with regard to other subcultures and nationalities. Ultimately, the student develops the capability to teach or transmit what he or she has learned to others. The Taurus II personality. Taurus II individuals are concerned with the development and transmission of ideas and techniques. No matter what their walk in life, no matter what their profession or occupation, those born in this period have a message to share. Therefore, it is extremely important that they have someone who wishes to listen. The size of their audience may range from a single intimate to an audience of thousands, but Taurus II observations are memorable ones which tend to be repeated by others and perhaps recorded. Taurus II people generate thought through what they say and can in fact be highly influential. Even if not teachers by vocation, Taurus II people are often engaged in similar activities. Furthermore, without verbalizing their thoughts, many born this period can lead by example, a kind of teaching that may in fact be superior to book learning. Such Taurus IIs believe in laying it on the line and in living out their beliefs for all to see. These beliefs are not necessarily conservative ones. In fact, many born in this period evidence quite unconventional or even radical behavior. Those born in Taurus II are movers and shakers, and since their ideas are rarely flighty but deal with weighty or serious subjects, they tend to impact heavily on the lives of others. Unfortunately, Taurus IIs may over time become too didactic and convinced of their own infallibility. Such Taurus IIs will have to work on flexibility and acceptance if they do not wish to drive themselves into a corner. The life of a Taurus II may be a lonely one, since those born in this period have a dual need to lead others, but also to maintain some distance between themselves and society. As parents, they must beware of cutting themselves off from their children, as employees from their fellow workers. Taurus IIs value their privacy very highly. It is important for them to arrange their time as it suits them, and therefore do not take unexpected intrusions lightly. Some advice for Taurus II: seek to be more affectionate and playful. Beware of strident, dogmatic, or inflexible attitudes. Remember that others have gifts to teach also, and that the best teacher is often an and that the best teacher is often an eternal student. Set a good example by admitting your mistakes. Rework and revise your ideas periodically. Some Taurus II notables. We have Mary Sarton, Audrey Hepburn. Oh my God, she's one of my favorite actresses of all time. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of Taurians that I like. Audrey Hepburn was my favorite actress. To this very day, she is my favorite actress because she's so classy, and I loved all of her movies. One of my favorite ones was Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love that movie so much. It's so romantic, and it's like she's so classy. I just love her style. She's so like modest. She's modest, but she's also like very magnetic, you know? I love that combo. Let's see who else. Ron Carter, Karl Marx. Didn't see that coming. Sigmund Freud, Barbara Orenstein Black, Eva Perrin, Gary Snyder, Candice Bergen, John Brown, Glenda Jackson, Fred Astaire, Judith Jameson. And now we are on to the third decan of Taurus, from May 11th to the 18th. And this is from approximately 20 degrees to 29 degrees of Taurus. The central image is the natural. Season mid-spring, element earth, quality fixed, ruler Venus, symbol the bull, and mode sensation. The third decan of Taurus takes the natural as its central image. This period can be likened to the time when a fast maturing child establishes a relationship with society, but also wishes to be him or herself without undue societal demands. The onset of puberty means having to accept new sexual changes which are taking place and attempting to develop a more mature attitude, free from shame or stigma. That's got to be, yeah. The days which comprise Taurus III reveal the tremendous release of energy which accompanies late childhood. These changes are not only physical, but occur in the fantasy and unconscious world as well. Attraction, inhibition, and lack of it, rebellion, mischievousness, and acting out of unconscious wishes all play their part in this activity. Saying goodbye to childhood may indeed be a painful process, and many children feel the need to withdraw when they are so boldly thrust into the world by their natural drives and development. In the Taurus III period, the normally more static nature of Taurus becomes increasingly dynamic, even impulsive, anticipating the energy of the upcoming sign of Gemini. The Taurus III personality. Those born in Taurus III value both nature and natural behavior very highly. Yet, paradoxically, they may suffer from inhibitions if they meet with criticism or discouraging attitudes. Taurus IIIs are generally highly sensitive individuals who need to be left free to express themselves without fear of censure. Taurus IIIs tend to be self-taught and generally eschew institutionalized learning. Not only do they learn from experience, but also from the world of nature. In some ways, these free spirits look back to the infant as an ideal of uninhibited self-expression. Uninhibited self-expression. For this reason, they can also be very fond of animals. Often, Taurus IIIs are chided for their naivete. They may even be spoken of as primitive in their outlook, when in fact they are actually seeking the most simple and direct means of expression. Most born in this period do prefer to take the path of least resistance, but what they find easy may be quite difficult or even incomprehensible to another. Problems often arise for them when they cannot or will not conform to societal norms. Successful Taurus IIIs are highly resistant to negative criticism and attempts to bring them down. Those less strong, however, may acquire nervous habits, neurotic behavior, or even grow deeply depressed. Taurus IIIs frequently have an inborn natural grace. Often others who meet them are impressed by their wholeness and feel they have encountered a total person. However, Taurus IIIs may not really be as together as they seem. Hidden conflicts and frustrations abound in many born in this period, who, as natural as they seem to be, may be out of touch with their own desires. The more flamboyant of Taurus IIIs may use their dramatic flair and buoyant personality as a cover-up to hide their insecurities, of which they are painfully aware. Some advice for Taurus IIIs: dig deeper and explore the depths of your personality. Try to take matters a bit more seriously if you wish others to do the same in regard to you. On the other hand, never give up your natural and instinctive approach to life. Set your personal standards a bit higher and expect more of yourself. Some Taurus III notables: Martha Graham, Baron von Munchausen, Katharine Hepburn. That's crazy. Katharine Hepburn? That's crazy. Okay. Stevie Wonder, Patrice Munzel, George Lucas, Catherine Ann Porter, L. Frank Baum, Deborah Winger, Liberace, Bridget Nilsson, Dennis Hopper, Margot Fontaine, Frank Capra. Interesting. We already did the Taurus Gemini cusp on the Gemini video. So if you guys want to check that out, go to the Gemini video and click on the timestamp for that. Oh, that was good though. I believe we went through all of them now. So I realized that they have every individual day marked down in the book. So I think the next thing I'd like to do is start on the day. Maybe I'll start it tomorrow, actually, on April 1st, right? And that's going to be still within Aries season, but I can start there and then we'll just like read every day, right? That'd be kind of cool. And then all you guys can learn about your personal day that you were born. I mean, it makes sense. It's a huge ass book. There's no way that that book was read entirely. So, yeah, we'll start doing that. And then, of course, after that is all done, we'll either start on the destiny one or the relationship one. But if anybody has any preferences, please do let me know. Until the next time, out.